I could put you in the brig for what you've done, but I won't do it.
I came right out of the box, and there was a lady sitting alone, and hey, your husband coming, joining you later, and she's like, he's here now. I get the crazy lady, an empty chair next to her. That's her husband. So usually the crowd would, yeah, have fun with that, but it's 7:30 on a 3-show night, and this crowd, they weren't there for any fun. They were checking something off a list. Hey, let's go do comedy. That's an activity. And then I tried to play it like, she's nuts, everybody. Look at her. And the crowd was like, you're mean. She's the nice lady.
Oh,
you suck. We don't like you. Yeah. We hate you.
That's the risk of going on first, too.
That is the risk of and being silly out front. And so I could have just like 9:30. Nah, I'll probably start with my act. You know what I mean? I've learned. But I was a little, it's 7:30. Let's have some fun here. Let's get a little crazy. And boy, they showed me, they were like, nope, not here for fun.
Not happening, pal.
Nope.
No. Wow.
And then there was a guy there, and he goes, something like, you were better last night. I go, no shit. What the fuck? You came back. That's obvious. Nobody from this show is coming back. So let's be honest. It had to be better. But you know what's crazy? And it's like you have a show like that, and then that's the show, though. Those people probably are like, that was fun. We had a good time. You know what I mean? It's in your head or my head.
It's always amplified.
We think is bad.
Yeah, right.
They don't think so.
They're entertained.
Just like,
they couldn't get into Mama. They couldn't get into Mamma Mia, so they went to the comedy show.
That's right.
And they walked in, and this guy's berating everybody as they come in.
That's it. And we should let's. You want to take the? Let's intro ourselves, man. Could have somebody going.
You are wired because you just came off stage.
They don't know who we are.
And I've been editing for 2 hours. I want some bacon, baby. I want to get some bacon.
Get some bacon, man. I hear you. Put it in the pot, some money. In the pan. I don't eat bacon. I used to love bacon. Used to love it. No more bacon.
It's funny. Most recently, on our 2-week cruise that we did in Europe, I probably had bacon a half a dozen times. I'm lucky if I have it 6 times a year.
It's a delish thing, but yeah, Kelly, she's not a fan, and I'm like, I've become Samuel Jackson in Pulp Fiction, with the hamburger. My girlfriend's a vegetarian, which kind of makes me a vegetarian, but I do love a good burger.
Oh, the Royale?
Yeah. So, I mean, that's kind of, I was like, oh, I'd like some bacon. We don't have any fucking bacon in our house. That ain't happening.
What's up with the Canadian bacon? Canadian bacon is fucking ham.
It's ham.
It's ham.
Ham. Consoli used to have a bit about putting a wall not up in Mexico, put it up in Canada. Keep them out. Keep those fucking puck chasers out.
Yeah.
Their food sucks. Mexican food's delicious. Let them in.
And plus, the delivery.
Yeah, nobody's going to a Canadian restaurant. Let's just put it out there.
In New York City, Mexican guys would deliver Chinese food. I loved it.
I ordered Chinese a couple weeks ago from the wrong place, and it was because I go to Walk On By. Walk, get it? W-O-K, On By. Pretty good.
Is it a chain?
They pull in my chain every time I go in there because it's but I used to go to, or there was another one called Walk On, Walk Off, or something like that. And I called in with that order. And then I went there and it wasn't ready. And then they're like, well, where'd you call? And I go, Walk On. And they go, no, we're Walk On By. You called Walk Off. I'm like, oh, fuck. So I had to reorder the
Walk On, Walk Off, Whack Off, Wax On, Wax Off for the whole thing. Mr. Miyagi.
Clever.
Wow.
Yeah, Walk On, Walk Off.
Well, they get those calls all the time. They must get people calling each place.
Do you ever see do you ever hear the prank calls where the guy will call 2 Chinese restaurants, then you put the phones together and you let them talk to each other? That's hilarious.
No.
Yeah, they'll 2 orders, and then so you got what else? And then the guy is repeating the order. So he's like fried rice and wonton soup, and he goes fried rice, wonton soup. What else? And then he's ordering. He's taking.
It's not the Jerky Boys.
It's fun.
It's someone else.
Fun. No, it's a modern version of that. Yeah, it's on YouTube or whatever.
You got to remind me. I want to see it.
I will remind you, sir. And by the way, if anyone's listening, we are two L's, one pod. I'm Al Romas. I'm in the Caribbean. It's El Ducharme, Studio City, California. Resting, relaxing from his 2 weeks in Europe before he heads back out to tell the jokes to the people.
Yeah, that's 9 hours ahead from LA, and I'm 4 nights home, and I'm still struggling. I'm going to bed early. I'm waking up early, and I'm heading to Fort Lauderdale Friday morning. So I'm going to stay on the schedule so that I'm aware.
Yeah. It's tricky that whole when I came out of Europe and I flew Barcelona to Miami, whatever that was, 9 hours,
6
and
hours.
then 6,
So the
and
flight.
then
I mean the flight or the time?
The
change?
flight. I think it was like 9.
Yeah, on the way back, it's 8 hours and 50.
Mm-hmm. And then I landed in Miami and rented a car and drove to Clearwater. That drive.
What are you, moron? Why would you do that to yourself? Are you floating, by the way? Because we lost connection. We lost audio.
I can hear you fine. You look like you're taking a violent shit right now. That's the face I got on my screen.
Here's the thing.
I'd like it to go away. There it is. Thank
you. We never do the podcast at this hour. So the light in my window is, I have shadows over I look like a raccoon. I look like I haven't slept in a month.
No, look, there's only 2 Patreon members, so everyone else is audio.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Okay. Anyways, you did freeze, and are you in port?
No, we left. We're sailing to Nassau, Bahamas from Coco Cay.
From?
Try to stay awake. Coco Cay. We're in Coco Cay all day.
I'm sorry, you said that. Coco Cay all day. Perfect.
But then because I was talking to Kelly earlier, and I go, "Hey, I'm going to do the podcast at 10 in the morning," and then she's like, "After 3 shows, why don't you just do it in between shows? Don't you have like an hour and a half in between each one?" And I was like,
"So is she your manager,
agent,
genius, or a producer?"
I don't know. She's pretty good though. She comes up with good shit. I don't want her to. Now she's going to listen and get a big head, and I can. So it was an okay idea. It wasn't a great idea, but actually it was very good.
No, time-wise, because of the 3-hour difference and whatnot, because then I'd have to get up at 10 a.m.
Right.
I've been up early. I've been getting up at 6.
Yeah. No, I like this though. I like it. It gives me something to do in between.
You have a lot of energy right now because you're performing.
I just bombed. So I've got bomb energy in me.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Shit.
I'm like, I got to release it. I got to release this bomb energy on the 9:30 show.
Ugh.
You know, I'm back on. This is, I've been doing, if you've been listening to this podcast, and I know you have, I've been on the Oasis off and on since May. And this is my final 2 weeks out of Newark, New Jersey for the year. And next year I won't be back. So this is it. My final. Your agent hooked you up.
You must love your agents.
No.
All right. I'll cut this part out.
That's fine. You know, they don't listen.
You are now a free agent or agentless. I don't know how to do it.
No, I'm honoring.
No, you're honoring your contracts. After this, you're going to be a free agent.
I'm going to be out there, Jerry. Out there.
Here's the irony. Your calendar is full for next year.
Well,
I have an agent and mine's empty.
Well, there we go.
And I'm going to pay a commission on the ones they do give me.
That is ironic.
It is ironic.
Or moronic. I think it's moronic to be.
I wonder if I'm being punished because we have the same agent.
I got to tell you a couple of tidbits off
after
air.
This. Yes, please do. Because I'm like,
I will.
I did send 2 emails, by the way. I sent 2 emails.
Yeah, well, that's good. So this is it for me. Finally, 2 weeks done. And I just got to tell you, man, I did the overnight on Saturday. I was in Bayonne or Newark. Yeah, Newark, right. And I stayed at the Marriott Courtyard. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And these hotels now, like they've made everything so fucking modern, but they took away everything. So there's no more dining room. It's a bistro in the lobby.
Yeah.
Tables in the.
People coming in and checking in, you're eating.
That's right. And it's not a real
with their luggage.
Kitchen. Right.
And then if families come in, the kids are sitting like near you and they're playing and
it's terrible.
Like, I'm trying to eat and watch the game. It's all one open space.
That's right. That's right. So I go down there at 6:00 or whatever, and I'm looking at the bistro menu and I go, I don't really want it. I go, all right, they have the grilled cheese with tomato soup. And it didn't sound like enough. And I hadn't eaten all day. So I'm like, I'll get that and 6 wings.
What is it, 1972?
6 barbecue. I'm a salesman. 1972.
Tomato soup and grilled cheese, which is one of my favorites, by the way. That I would
Willie
get.
Loman. I don't know.
I think the babysitter would make that for us, and whatnot.
Really, babysitter. Tell us more. Yeah, what? Old Janie. What was her name?
I know his name is Bobby.
Oh, Bobby. Oh, I had a guy the other night. I said something, I guess not whatever, and some young Asian guy goes, "It's 2023." I go, all right, thanks, man. Thanks for letting. I don't know what the
comedians can't be funny anymore. Right. It's 2023,
and it was so nothing. I don't even remember. It wasn't any big deal. It was like saying something like, "My ex-wife was, a piece of shit or something," and it's 2023. So, fuck at it.
It would have been great. Here's your line. If that ever happens again, you are correct. Why are you living in 1893? What's that? Wow.
Boom. Where were you when I needed you?
Go build a railroad, pal.
Oh, shit. And then
here's
do
my laundry.
A funny Asian accent with that. I think would be great.
Yeah. That's 2023.
Ancient Chinese secret.
2023. By the way, the guy got fired from SNL for doing an Asian accent.
Yeah, Shane Gillis.
Yes, who's a funny comedian, but I did watch the clip.
He's doing fine.
Yeah, he was hurting there for a couple of years, but yes, he's doing all right now.
He's selling a couple of years. Yeah.
He's selling people. He has an audience. But I watched the clip. I go, come on, for doing an accent, come on. I looked at it. I was like, oh, it was brutal.
But it was right in the Me Too and all that shit.
It was right, but it was very negative.
Oh, sure.
Connotation. It wasn't it wasn't just an impression.
But he's also what SNL needed. He would have been great on it because it needs to be shake it up a little bit and be a little dangerous. Where you go, did you see that guy on Saturday Night Live doing that bit? Like, you need something to talk about, I think. But
yeah,
maybe
the last cast got fired pretty much, and there was only a couple of people that popped. But as a whole, as an ensemble, wasn't working.
No, but I get annoyed when I see guys our age, my age, your age, on Facebook like SNL sucks, it's dead. It's not for you, so go away. You shouldn't be watching it.
It's a really difficult show, even in its heyday, in a good season, 90 minutes. There's only a couple of sketches. It's mostly hard,
Oh yeah.
No, and then when they get one that takes off. Then they fucking beat it. They beat the shit out of it.
They beat it. So when he comes on, you're like, Wayne's World again? Shit. Okay. So anyway, just to get back to that. So this is the point. I want your take. Grilled sandwich with a tomato soup. That's a meal. That's a thing. 6 wings. So I go, that's my order. The guy rings it up. What does he tell me? What's the price at the bistro?
At the bistro?
Yeah.
10, 8, 18, $29.
Okay. I could have worked with that. I could have, yeah. So I'm standing there and he goes, all right, $55.
Whoa. What? Were you doing shots?
That was the impression of me. I go, what? He goes, 55. I go, soup, grilled cheese, and 6 wings. He goes, because it was like 18 and 18 and 22% New Jersey sales tax and $8 New Jersey hotel hospitality tax. So I just stand there and I'm like, I got people behind me, but I was like, nah.
No.
He goes, what do you mean? No. I go, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. And he goes, well, do you want it? I go, no, I don't want it. I'm walking away as I'm talking to you, sir. No, I don't want. Cancel it.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. Gone. So over to Uber Eats.
Did you? Yeah. So you pay $24.
I got a chicken parm with garlic bread and a little salad with a tip, $31.
That's it. That's what you pay.
Come on.
That's fair.
$55. The bistro courtyard.
Those are fees. I've stayed in New Jersey. I've never had those fees before.
They were on so it adds because it was 36 and then another 8 and another 8. And I'm like, this is insane. This is crazy. And that's not a real kitchen back there. So you know what it is? It's just a fucking sandwich that was delivered to them in the morning.
It's
They're going to heat it up. Yep.
Yeah, to prep.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's insane.
Those
prices.
bistros,
And I have seen I've seen a bump in prices here and there, but woo, you know what they do in some of the places in California, right here in Studio City, they'll have a fee on there. It says for employee health insurance.
What?
Yeah,
it's not my job. You pay them.
You can protest it. You can say, you can ask, you say, what is this for? Oh, it goes towards the health insurance because the health insurance is so high. No, take it off.
That's your employer's job.
They're
not
not
mine.
supposed to, if you ask to take it off, they're supposed to legally remove it.
Wow. I hate the position they put us in. It's very uncomfortable.
Well, it's like $2 or $3. It's like,
and you feel stupid, but it adds up. If you do this, if you go out all day doing shit, at the end of the day, you spend another $20 on nothing.
You and I travel 6 months out of the year, so we have to do a fair amount of this. We spend $2,500 a year just on food to get to our destination,
and not even food like dining out and enjoying it. This is just like Kelly calls something in the belly. I mean, that's all you're doing. It's just something in the belly
just to keep you going, fuel.
I know, it's crazy though, man. And then that bistro, I check out at noon, and there's a Starbucks in the lobby. Maybe I'll get a cappuccino. It's noon. That'd be good, right? Closed.
What?
Closed. We open from 8 to noon in a hotel. A Starbucks.
No.
Closed.
Take some of that money, those fees that you're charging, and pay someone to sit there and pour coffee. Holy shit.
I'm just standing there. The whole thing. So that was last night, the night before. Then I'm there in the morning, and I go to the guy, it's closed? He goes, yeah, noon. I go, I can't get coffee in a hotel?
Even if
man?
The amount of money they made only paid for the worker and the utilities, and they made zero profit during that 3 or 4 hours, you got to be open.
You got to be open.
Yeah.
It's coffee. This is, again, though, if you go to a shitty hotel, Hampton Inn's okay, but they always have coffee available. They have everything available. Then you get to these so-called better hotels. They don't have shit.
It's all a la carte.
They have nothing.
Yeah, it's like
$55 grilled cheese and no coffee in the morning. I mean, what are we doing? So that place, I'm glad I'm done. I won't be back there. And that's finished. And then, I do the Uber to the ship, and then you get, I've told this on the pod before, the same thing. So much traffic. The Uber driver gets same
surcharge.
They get mad because we're sitting in traffic, we're not moving, but I can see the ship. So I'm like, I will take my bag and I'm going to walk. I'm going to let you go. And they're always thrilled. I get it. I mean, they're losing a lot of money sitting there.
I've done that before. Yeah.
Yeah.
I say, pull over here. You head back out, get another fare. And I'm just going to go. I'm going to cut across the parking lot. Are you sure? Are you sure? I'm like, dude, yeah. I go, it's going to take us longer. And no, let me get out. And they're happy. You're happy. You do them in a solid, you're doing them a solid.
We're all happy. So Europe, 2 weeks. Give us a highlight, give us a low light, and give us the shows. Give me a little flavor of we haven't spoken in a week from your second week of the cruise.
Well, we did, we did Italy, Spain, and France, and we went to
go through your notes, Alfred. I'm sure you have notes.
No, I think we covered this a little bit. And
the second week. Did we cover that? I don't think so.
We went to Pisa, the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Oh, that's right.
And Bernie and I are working on these 2 new characters that we've had for a few years now, and we've only put out a few videos, but we got into it, called Donna and Ray, and they're like Boston, New England, ignorant people who don't have their facts together. And so we made a couple of them over the past 3 years, but we released them, and one of them got like over 30,000 views. We're like, what? Again, it's one of those things.
Instagram or Facebook?
On Instagram. And then we made another one, and it's racking them up. And we're like, really? And it was just like us being, improvising off the cuff. And I'm like, because you and I put so much work into the
I know.
web series, the podcast, and it's
I
just
know.
like I feel like we're walking in mud.
Yeah.
You know, we make a pop here and there, then it goes back down. We make another, but this just makes no sense. And
That's
some of
good.
the people thought we were real, and they were insulted, and they started chiming in. So all the
That's great.
comments,
That's great.
so
That's
people
what you
started
want,
jumping
yeah.
on. Some people are laughing. You two are hysterical, and this
Right.
is BS. You know, because we're just rattling off facts that aren't just exaggerations. We're
But that's
mispronouncing
great.
the words.
You want any kind of engagement.
Sure.
So that the best thing you can have is someone going like, "Hey, this is bullshit." You go, "Why? Why is it bullshit?" And then you just start a little thing and you get that
And I know
algorithm.
it's not a million views, but the fact is that when you're used to getting 100 views or less,
yeah,
and then all of a sudden one goes 30. It's probably 32,000 today. And it's just like,
oh yeah, it's exciting.
So keep making those characters, keep doing those characters and whatnot.
Yeah,
boom.
Yeah, and you never. I mean, that's the old thing. You never know what. Like Vic DiBitetto, remember we had him on, and he did milk and bread and milk video that changed his life, and he was 11 seconds or whatever, and he was like, I was going to delete it. Really, just going to delete it. Thought, fuck it, put it up, changed his life. So you don't know. You know, you just never know. And
with that,
you know,
when it went viral, I think he's got over 20 million views or something by now, maybe 25 million, who knows? But check it out. It's called I Got to Get the Milk and Bread. It's about someone panicking because there's an impending snowstorm coming up the East Coast. And everybody goes to the store to get milk and bread. It's like something from our parents' generation. So he just did this little frantic character coming out of his house. Oh my God, the snowstorm is coming. He runs to the car. I got to get the milk and bread. Got to get the milk and bread. And he just has this frantic episode in the car. And that's it.
But it was so relatable.
Viral. Yes.
Because we all, you know, our parents and grandparents, they'd see 9 flakes come down and be like, oh, we got to go get bread and milk.
Before they sell out.
Yeah, it's like
the staples to get us through in case we're buried in New England or the Northeast corridor under 15 feet of snow and you won't be able to get out for 4 months.
It's like Florida's the same thing with the hurricanes. You know, it's going to be a hurricane. Oh, I got to go Home Depot and people are boarding up their windows. It's like, if it's a Cat 5, that fucking plywood from home, it's not going to do anything. So
no, that becomes a missile.
Leave. Just leave.
You're giving the hurricane ammo.
Damn. Yeah. But they're all running there or putting tape on their windows like an X. Well, that'll do it. That's a good.
What about the people where it is a Cat 5 and they go, we're staying?
Oh, I love it. I love them. I love those people. God bless them. Those are
we're
true
staying.
patriots.
I've been here for 47 years.
That's right.
We're staying.
I like when the governor and other people are like, listen, tomorrow at this time, we're not going to come rescue you. You're on your own. We're not coming. And the guy's like, fuck you. We'll be fine. And then they show a shot from a helicopter. Guy's on his roof. He's holding his dog. The water's coming up. Help us. It's like, dude, we told you to fucking leave. So no sympathy for Cat 5, though. I mean, Florida's crazy. I've been there a long time. And that Tampa, Clearwater area, I'm sure someone would argue with me, but it's like there's a lot of luck in there, man. That thing just, it comes up and it looks like it's going to hit Tampa. And by day 4
it goes north, it goes
turns.
south, it goes goes behind you. What was the last one? Went behind you? Or?
It went the last big one was when it hit a Port Charlotte, and it was coming up to Tampa and made the right, so cleaned out Port Charlotte and then went up to Orlando, but left Tampa sitting there all by itself.
And then this time you moved to Clearwater.
Yes, sir.
And it missed you and went up to Tampa.
That's right. That's right. Yes.
You're playing chicken with hurricanes.
Yeah, and Kelly was getting, I think, she was, the first one, she was for her. She was like, are we doing anything? Are we doing anything? I'm like, no, we're good. She's like, are you going to go Home Depot and buy something? I'm like, no. She was, I could tell she was.
I got a caulking gun.
This guy. What's this guy doing?
Poor Kelly. She moved from up north, Michigan, I believe, right? She comes down there, pandemic, and hurricanes.
I know.
Cut the girl some slack.
Gators fucking, grabbing dogs off the road and going down gutters into sewer systems like a Stephen King novel. There was a woman like 6 miles from where we live, a homeless woman. Someone saw a gator with a woman. The gator had the homeless lady in his mouth.
What?
And he was taking her down the street, casually down the street, and then down a sewer. Literally, like fucking it. You know what I mean? And they called the police, and they came. They got the gator out. They killed the gator, and she was there. She was in, half in the gator, half out.
Was she alive?
No, she was not alive.
Oh, so what is the deal? The gator kills you before they take you off? Before they take you back?
I don't know. I mean, in the water, they drown you.
Right.
That's their move. They twist you around and drown you, and then they. But in her case, man, just probably a fucking chomp on the old back or neck, and might have killed her.
Yeah, the pressure.
And he was massive. So the press release said he was humanely destroyed, and then neighbors were on the news the next night, and they're like, humanely, the cops were shooting the fucking thing with guns. Like, it wasn't nothing humane about it. They were blasting the thing because it had an old lady in its mouth. But the release goes, he was humanely euthanized.
The coroner says this woman was alive. She died from gunshot wounds. Friendly fire.
We got 9 rednecks fucking firing. All the neighbors got
humanely.
Guns out.
Now, is that a reporter? Is that a reporter just taking the word from the police?
No, this was I think I read online, like it was a quote from the police spokesman.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The police said it was humane. It wasn't a reporter going, it was humanely euthanized.
But I love the idea of a couple of cops and some good old boys running to their garage to get their weapons and just start firing. I'm
gonna get that 6 Sauer, the 40 cal. I want to try it out.
He was humanely euthanized. I'm sure he wouldn't think so, but yeah, so it gets a little wild there with all that. So then the second one this time, again, did nothing, and we brought in some chairs or whatever, but it was fine. It was all good. So no worries in that. So let me ask you a question. I put in my notes because I was wondering this, and I think I know the answer. If you and Bernie,
this is a question.
Your lovely wife. Yeah, this will be a question.
Wait, we have a listener's question?
No, this is a question I put together from the show.
Oh, is that what you were saying to me?
I do some work. I do work before the show.
Would you like to take over the editing and the posting, the uploading, the downloading, and on all the platforms? Because I'll do some work.
Yeah.
I'll come up with some questions.
I do all promotion. I handle all that end.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, when you're ready to do the engineering and the producing, go ahead. Let me know.
All right. I will do that. Anyway, here's the question. Here's the question. You and Bernie have you have 2 weeks off, and you're looking to do something. Would you rather take, and money's kind of no object in this question. Would you prefer a trip to Europe, a European vacation, or would you rather go glamping with the alpacas and other interesting animals? What would be your call on that? You've done both recently. But I'm like, here you go, guys. Here's a 2-week. I'm paying for this vacation. Where are you going?
Well, I'm going to Europe.
Are you?
I think Bernadette would agree. Yeah. Why?
I lost the bet.
Oh, you did?
I bet myself. I thought you guys. To me, I mean, Europe's great, but I feel like you two look very, comfortable.
Well, the alpaca thing is just about an hour away. That's easy. You get in the car, you drive, and. We actually had to kill time. We had lunch somewhere because it wasn't ready.
But isn't that better than airports and flying and hotels and all that shit where you can just go an hour away and you could be in your pajamas next to a smelly farm animal? Sounds delightful.
Well, logistically, it's the alpaca place is, but people travel around the world to do what we did. It's coincidentally,
that's why I'm saying though, as a question, would you take the Europe week with the flying and all the shit, or just go glamping?
A week in Europe is not enough for us. We both agree that it's 10 days. You're doing it again.
I can't know.
You have a fixation.
I watched that Elvis video, and when he does that, it makes me laugh every time. He's singing Polk Salad Annie, and then out of nowhere he just goes, oh. I was like, Jesus, King.
All right.
About 8 months before he died. He's just doing a blowjob on the blowjob thing on stage. It makes me laugh. So you go to Europe. You're going to take the Europe.
I'm going to take the Europe.
All right. Yeah.
We love Europe. We love we have our favorites. We have
Yes.
places that we would like to repeat. At the
Yes.
same time, knowing that the alpaca place is an hour away, we plan on doing that again
Right.
in the future.
Well, I'm not paying for it. That was one-time offer. So
Well,
sorry.
that one's much more reasonable. That was like
I still can't do it.
That was
Come
like $380.
That's
the European one was,
Oh,
even though I was working on a ship and getting paid, it was still, I had to fly Bernie out, and the daily, it was $18 a day for her.
Yeah, but and then it's not like working, you're out doing stuff that normally, well, Europe you would be out, but
we went out
dinner, drinks,
every port we went out and had a meal. And again, we were paying a third or less than we'd pay in the United States, and it would be better. So
yeah, no, it's crazy. I know. Yeah. What was my other question? Well, that was it for my questions. What was I going to say about that? I wrote, my notes are so fucking bad.
Guy with three fingers. Doctor's penmanship,
I do.
Right?
I do. Yeah. Well, there was a guy last night. I did the joke, the old Paul McCartney's ex-wife missing a leg. And as you know, one time I did a show, the guy was missing a leg. So last night I do the joke, blah, blah, blah. It's a theme, but a guy in the front, his wife starts holding his hand in the air, his arm, front row. And I'm like, what's going on? And he had two fingers on this hand. So his hand was like, it was kind of like that, like horns, sort of like that.
Kind of like he was like surfer dude permanently.
Yeah, but it was this. It was his thumb, first finger, and pinky.
Okay.
So he looked like a professional bowler, But I mean, what are the odds? I get a blind guy with missing a leg in the front. Now I get a guy missing digits in the front. You know what I mean? Like, what are the odds of that? Is that a normal?
Well, also the fact that this stuff happens all the time. We have people that come to our shows missing limbs and whatnot.
I don't care for it.
But for some reason, you get people, you bring it out for them to expose.
I open that door.
I don't know what it is, but it was the wife holding up his hand. So he must be doing it all the time. He must be screwing around all the time. Now, my father lost his index finger. He had an infection and they had to lop it off. And it was this big. It was like that big. Like it was a nub.
You should be on Patreon right now, folks. You're seeing Al's
he would
finger.
freak out my sister and their girlfriends. He'd come walking in and pointing the nub at them. And they go, Dad, stop it. Dad, stop it. It's disgusting. It's ugly. It's freaky. The girls are freaking out. Of course, they're all exaggerating their
girls.
They're screaming.
Did got your nose? He's probably a good got your nose guy.
He was very good at that.
Yeah. That's a lost trick. I don't know if fathers or uncles are doing that in 2023.
You get canceled.
Yeah, lost your nose, got your nose. That was a lot of fun when times were simpler. Let's be honest.
I like the sliding finger one. How does it go? It goes like this. The sliding. How do you do the sliding finger? Remember that one?
Yeah, I used to. Yeah,
you slide it on it. Looks like you're separating your finger.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
It's a good magician is Jimmy Schubert.
Oh yeah, he's excellent.
Yes, we've had him on, but
Jimmy's got some of those online, as a matter of fact.
Doing magic.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Jimmy's unbelievable if you ever see Jimmy Schubert, folks, because Jimmy Schubert could do 3 shows on stage. And then when he comes off stage at the bar, if there's more than one person at the bar, he'll do a 4th show. And then he'll do magic for the bartender and the waitresses at the bar. So he's kind of guy.
He's a Renaissance man. Hold on. You're robot guy. Come in, please. Over. Steve Austin. 5, 4, 3. Breaking up.
There we go.
She's breaking up. We're back. Okay.
When you get to that spot right here, we're back.
Thank you.
I thought the evening record would maybe everybody was out drinking and doing shit but it seems like it's not that great.
You're sailing.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
We're sailing.
You're sailing in the Atlantic Ocean, and I'm in California.
It's pretty amazing
technology.
No, I know. It's like Louis' old bit, right, with the plane, and the guy sits down and he's like, "Can't believe the fucking Wi-Fi is not working." He's like, "We're 30,000 feet." Like, it's amazing that we could even have that. No one. The bit was called, I think, "Everything's amazing and no one's happy."
Right.
It's like, really is the truth, man. It's like, We have Wi-Fi on an airplane, or we're Zooming on a ship to a home in California.
3,000 miles apart or more, 3,200.
And then it's going to be put out, and anyone whoever anywhere can listen and watch it if they want to. Go on patreon.com/the2L.
We have the technology to actually upload this live, but I'll do some fixing in post and send it up. And all of a sudden, everybody on the planet that has an internet connection has access to it. That's crazy.
That's right. It is crazy.
It's too much, and that's why we have so many problems in the world, because it's instant now. It's just instant.
I know, and I don't want to be a hypocrite, because I always say I hate the phone. I want to throw it out the window. I'm fucking sick of it, and then I'm on it 23 hours a day. So, and it's made life much better and easier, of course, but it's really done a lot of damage and a lot of that. I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to be here, but these kids who are born now, like into this whole thing, I don't know, social skills, anything. Are they going to be able to
hardcover book?
I mean, all these things are just going to be gone. And, you know, the AI and all that, forget it. We have a dry cleaner. Now, maybe you have this in California, but in Florida, we have a dry cleaner near our place. And you go in there, you hand it to the lady, you give you a receipt, come back in 3 days, dry cleaner. So I go in there, the people are gone. There's no people in there. It's all just machines. And you go in, put in your phone number of pieces.
It's George Jetson, man.
Yep. You drop it. And you think about the owner of that laundromat, he probably had to pay, whatever he paid for that system. But he no longer has an employee, and he doesn't have paper. There's no receipts. It's all text on your phone. So then 2 days later, I come back, I get the text. I go back, I put my phone number in, a drawer opens, slides, there's my clothes hanging. I leave. Never spoke to a person. There's no one there. And I'm like, this is the future. I mean, this is really the future. What's going to happen to strip mall places and, that kind of thing. It's, I don't know. It's good. I mean, again, I like it. Get in, get out. No bullshit. No small talk. But is it good?
Is it good?
Is that a good thing?
Because we're a socialized.
We're supposed to be social species. Yeah. We were. I don't know if we are as much.
Well, they're calling it social media. So we're socializing in this controlled digital world, and it controls us on what to buy, what to listen to, who to vote for. It's all those things. And the average person knows this, and they still have to be involved with it to live, to make a living, to move forward. I mean, living off the grid, that's the whole thing. Got to live off the grid. Got to live. Do you really? How long is that going to last?
It's not. Those things always, That's like, when you're young, we're all going to drive to Key West and open a bar. Okay. That'd be great. It'd be fun, but it doesn't work. Living off the grid sounds great. I like the grid. I happen to enjoy my phone and Wi-Fi.
I can get away going to the alpaca farm an hour away is off the grid. So
yeah, but you're glamping. You were glamping. You had Wi-Fi.
You are an anti-glamper, and it wasn't.
I'm not. How dare you?
You got to remember now, glamping all started because of the housewives, and they're staying in a beautiful structure. It could be a luxury cabin tent, but it's like
which
over
housewives?
the top. They have servants,
any housewives?
butlers, and catering and all that. No, we're in rustic cabins, or we stayed in a 1950s Airstream one time. We've stayed in Airbnbs and homes. We have stayed in the cabin tent on a platform, and it did have a queen size bed, but we're not sleeping on the ground. We're not sleeping on the ground in sleeping bags.
No. Well, why would anyone over the age of 12 do that? I don't understand.
But at the same time, we had an outdoor sink and a trough that was used as a tub, and we had an outhouse. Which Bernadette has a lot of problems with that.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, I like a lot of what
we're going to the village, down the mountain.
We're going to
20
the
minutes
to defecate. We will not be defecating here.
20 minutes to go have a bowel movement.
I need civilization when I defecate.
I can't do it, and it's funny because some of them are like some of the places. It's basically a a plastic
Ugh.
commode, and then you're behind some wood with slats, so you can see in between. In between, you can see the hills and cows and whatnot, but you feel exposed. I don't know about you, but I want to be in Hitler's bunker when I take a dump. I have to be like completely encapsulated.
Oh, hell
I have my phone with me. I want a good Wi-Fi signal.
That's like on the road.
I'm reading articles.
I always look out for. I like a Hampton Inn because the bathroom in the Hampton Inn lobby.
Yeah,
it's nice. It has a urinal and thing, but the toilet has its own enclosure. So when you go in there, you close the door. You're not going to see anyone. You're not going to hear anyone. It's nice. It's private. And I tell you this, I don't know if I mentioned this before. It was funny where I was years ago, not to name drop, but was hanging out in Vegas. Ray Romano was there, and we were talking about travel and gigs, and he was doing some gigs on the road. And Tom Caltabiano was there, and he was filming them at that time. They did a little documentary. But Ray, and so we were talking about Hampton Inns and that kind of type of thing, using the hotel lobby to, take a shit. And Ray goes, that's like the only, there's differences with having money. That's a difference right there. And I go, what do you mean? He goes, well, I don't just go in to use the lobby now. I'll check in. I'll get a room. And then I go in, I do it, I take a shit, and then I leave and I check out. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. You got like a $200 shit. It's pretty good. Yeah. And I love the fact that some families gonna have that room later tonight. And they have no
it's almost ready.
Everybody loves Raymond was in there.
It's almost ready. The staff is taking pictures.
Yeah.
Before they flush.
Yes, everybody loves Raymond's shit.
That's crazy money. That just tells you what kind of money he has.
But it makes sense, right? Why would you not? I don't even. Of course, it makes sense. What's 200 or whatever it is for a room?
Well,
who cares?
Especially when your interest per hour is $1,000 an hour.
Yeah,
sitting there making $1,000 an hour, sleeping making $1,000 an hour.
There was an old stat, and I don't remember the number, but just you can picture a number. But it was something like when Paul McCartney goes to sleep, if he sleeps 8 hours, and it was a number like he makes, 1.9 million in his 8-hour sleep just from royalties and sale. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but you know what?
Good. He's not
after
happy.
Taxes.
Oh yeah, they kill you. They kill you. Do you have a Powerball ticket for tonight? We're recording on a Wednesday.
I don't. How many hours do I have left? I think it's too late, right? It's coming up on 6
p.m.
1 hour.
1 hour, sir.
It's to 7 o'clock my time.
10 o'clock Eastern. Yeah. I think it's 1.7 billion with a B,
which is 700 something million if you take it one lump sum, and then you're taxed. So you probably in the 50 to 55% tax bracket. You'll get 380 mil or something.
Yeah, try to live off that.
Yeah, good luck. I'd rather be right where I am.
That's right. That's right. Don't have to worry about that.
And
shit.
all the fucking people come on, all your relatives, everybody.
That's
right.
Hey,
I haven't seen you in 28 years.
Get
Can
away
I borrow
from me,
money?
you scumbag.
Borrow. You're not going to pay me back, you prick.
That's right.
I don't want that.
No.
I don't want that.
That's the worst. That's got to be the worst family wanting. Ugh, gross. Get out of here.
Did you watch Succession, the HBO?
I did not. And I have to, though. I have to watch it.
Well, there's an episode where they're talking about how much money they're all going to get, after the grandfather dies, and
when someone succeeds.
He goes, yeah, I figured, $5 million. That's good. And they go, no, that's the worst. I'd rather have nothing. $5 million. No, you want 10 or more.
I'd rather have nothing.
$5 million is the worst. You can't do anything.
Yeah, you can't. What are you gonna do with $5 million? That's true. He's got
to maintain their lifestyle.
It
was an exaggeration,
but it's
like, hey, if you want to still hang out with these folks,
it's like on the cruise ships and the new ones, especially they're building 2-story lofts and because they want the guy who's with money that's how he vacations. You can't tell that guy who vacations in Colorado and skis in Vail and does winters wherever. Oh, you want to do a cruise? Here's an inside cabin with no window. No, I'm not going. Oh, we got a loft suite with a slide for your kids and a spa and a hot tub on the balcony.
What are those
Okay.
going for? Between 25 and 40? Is that what I'm hearing?
I don't. I know I'm. What was it? Wonder, or I think it's 20 grand on Wonder.
But here's the deal: if they're empty and you're on the list,
Yeah.
I got a call coming in. I'm declining it. If you're on the list,
Good to know.
they'll call you up last minute and say, "Hey, you want that 20,000 for 11 grand?"
Yeah, well, there's that royal. They have a royal. I forget how it's called, like royal jump up or jump in, and so if you have your cabin, yeah, you can bid on better cabins, and if one opens, the winning bid will get it.
Yeah,
where it used to go to the highest pinnacle or some bullshit.
Right.
Now it's like just make them bid and go for that. But yeah, these things are pretty amazing. Some of these, but that's the reason, it's like a lot of people are like, they're too big and I wouldn't want to stay there. It's like, you don't have to, and you can't afford it, to be honest. You know what I mean? I wouldn't do that. You're not going to worry about that. You don't have to. You're not going there, So what time? I got to keep my eye on this clock. I got another show. I got 2 more shows tonight, buddy. I'm fucking working. 3. Then 3 tomorrow. Then a night off. And then 1 on Saturday.
I haven't been doing shows since my cruise. I did one 5 nights ago, and I won't be doing one until Saturday night.
You got the wife working. I saw she's in Vegas.
She's in Vegas.
That's the way to do it.
She has like 8 or 9 shows.
That's right. Get to work. Exactly. Well done.
I'll tell you what.
Stay home. And
after spending 15 days in Europe and then 3 or 4 nights here, 19 days straight, 24/7.
I don't know where this
breakfast,
is going.
lunch, and dinner with my wife.
No idea where this is going to go.
I'm kind of enjoying the bachelor pad here. Just
wow, I thought it was going to be the other way. I miss her. No.
I can listen to what I want to listen to. I can leave my dishes on the counter. It's
my thoughts and ideas aren't taken and rearranged by someone without my meaning. And
I'm not tiptoeing around if she goes to bed early.
Well, it's pretty good. It's pretty good
for a few days,
but it's pretty good.
For a few days, and then
get out there, have a cigar, pour a big glass of bourbon, and fucking relax. I had a cigar. I'm working with Gary Cowett. You know Gary? Gary Cowett?
Yes.
Cigar man.
Main guy and cigar guy.
Yeah, good guy. And so we've had a couple, and then he had a cigar after the show last night up at the pool area. I did not, but there's this guy who's hanging around us, and he's a young guy, but he's like 300 pounds. Okay, he's a 300-pound guy in his 20s, probably 30s. Anyway, he's sitting with Gary last night having a cigar. Then today I'm up there with Gary. Gary leaves, and the guy comes over and he sits next to me. I'm like, okay, and he goes, "Hey man, it was so funny last night. I was here with Gary after the show, and this couple walked by and they pointed to me and they said, 'You were great. We loved you.'" And I'm like, the fuck? Like, I don't find that funny. I don't find it. So someone thought I was a 300-pounder. You know what I mean?
Someone thought you were double your weight. You're double your weight.
Double. Yeah, this is not a compliment. Like, what the fuck? And he's like, right?
Did his face look like yours?
No, he's fucking 300-pound face.
But does he have? But is it like brown hair and your description?
No, even that. His hair is very thin. I mean, there's no, unless you're hammered and a good show, but no. But he's telling me it like, oh, I'm gonna laugh it off and be fun, and I'm like, well, I don't like this story. Let's fuck this.
He smokes cigars, correct? I'm gonna do a little detective work here.
Yes, he's a cigar smoker.
Has he sat with you more than once?
Yes.
They saw him with you smoking cigars and then saw your show and then their brain confused them and put the connection with him.
Yeah, maybe. But, I don't like it. I didn't care for being compared to nice guy. If he might be listening because we talked about the fucking, if he's listening, hey, you're a good man. Enjoyed your company, but let's be honest.
You told him about the podcast?
Yes. He wrote it down on his phone.
You're not fat shaming. You're
No,
just
he's a
pointing
good
it
guy.
out. Yeah, just
Good
description. Guy. But why?
But it's just, when you're
big people aren't good people.
No, and I'm a freak about that kind of thing, and then but just the way he said it, he was like, he goes, "They thought I was you," and I'm like, "What?"
You sounded like De Niro just now.
How's that? Oh, I don't know what I said
in Cape Fear when you said they thought I was you. Your laugh.
Oh. How great
Counselor!
is he? De Niro in Cape Fear smoking the cigar in the movie theater with that laugh. How great is that?
Excuse me.
That is.
That's what that
cigar
reminded me of.
adds. That cigar.
Ruining the movie.
And that cigar. I mean, it's so outrageous to have like a cigarette is one. A cigar. He's got like a big old Churchill in his fingers in a theater. Love it. But anyway, so I forget the guy's name, but he was a good guy. But anyone under 30 now or 35, whatever, younger people, they'll always ask. They go, "Do you have a podcast?" And then you go, "Yeah." And then they'll put it right in their phone. I say it every time. They're like, "What is that?" I go, 2 hours, 1 pod. He goes, "Oh, cool. I'll check it out." So if he's listening,
Oh, by the way, we're doing okay. But I did notice since we changed our name to 2 L's and 1 pod,
I can't go again. We can't change again.
No, we're not. We're going to stay where we are. I'm just saying, when we recall the Talking Dicks or the Two Dicks comedy podcast, people would listen, even if it was for a couple of minutes, just because they were curious.
Right.
And then when they figured out that we weren't like a dirty slime sex podcast, they said, "Oh, it's just two idiots talking."
Maybe we should go that route then. Be 2 dicks and just go for it. Talk about anything.
And
he's frozen again. He's frozen again.
I wasn't. That's it.
It was fake. You faked it out.
Say goodbye to the listener. Say, "See ya."
Peace.
So long, man. Have a good trip. F*** you.
Iceberg, dead ahead. Don't forget to review us and rate us. It really helps.
The Talking Dicks became friends at a very young age, and the rest is history.
I'm losing my mind.
Patreon.com/The2Dicks, which is named after our web series. This is the 2 Al's 1 Pod podcast. Thanks for tuning in.
What? Done.
I didn't kill my wife. I don't care.
We'll fix it in post, you son of a bitch.
Okay, sure.
All right. Subscribe. Mary. This was a horrible mistake.
Patreon.com/The2Dicks.
If you shoot me, you won't see a cent of that money. Why?
I think it ends on that. That's beautiful.